Call them at 949-6211. Optical Outlook, now at their new location in Anderson Square. Come see the difference with Optical Outlook. And Cayman Insurance Center, celebrating 45 years in the Cayman Islands, specializing in property, life, and other lines of insurance products and services. And TCE Paint Shop, with 3 locations to better serve your home decor needs. Cox Lumber, Sparky Drive, Cox Lumber, Town, and the original store at 27 Godfrey Nixon Way.
And now, Radio Cayman presents The Business Buzz, an insightful and fresh take on a variety of issues that impact the local business environment. This is where we address the business topics that matter. Radio Cayman's Business Buzz. Here's your host, Anita Khan.
Happy Tuesday to everyone. Good morning. Thank you so much for joining us. This is the Business Buzz, and this is our first segment for this Tuesday morning. I want to say good morning to our listeners, our viewers on YouTube, our producer, Ms. Susan Watson, in the next studio taking care of business, and of course to our guests in the studio. Like I said, this is our first segment, and it's our pleasure to speak with Mr. Dervin McCullough. He is the President, Chief UAS Pilot of Drift Enterprise Limited. Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
How are you?
I'm doing good. Thanks so much for having me this morning.
Oh, you're very welcome. It's our pleasure. We want to hear all about Drift Enterprise Limited. And I see you have all your equipment with you, your manuals, just about everything. But before we get into all of that, can I just call you Dervin?
Sure. Most definitely.
Do you have a nickname or a call name?
Dervy.
Dervy.
Yes.
Okay.
Or D.
A D. Okay. Okay. Dervin, you're with Drift Enterprise Limited. Are you an owner or?
Most definitely. So I'm one of the owners of Drift. Sure. So I'm integral in the operations, most definitely.
Okay. Well, can you give us some insight into your journey of drones? I have a fascination with drones.
Most definitely. I'm excited to share my insight with drone and my journey. Actually, my journey started some 7 to 8 years ago, where I pretty much started flying RC planes. Mm-hmm. So I was always excited about, flying. So I'd invest a lot of my money in buying these not so smart RC planes and those devices. So pretty much a part of my salary every month would go towards one, because as I purchase one today, and by the next couple of days, it would get damaged, and I would be repeating the process. And
you should have started with kites.
Oh, well, sure, I should have. Actually, I used to fly kites, but then I wanted something that I could immerse more into, and so that's where it started. And then from there on, being in the tech industry, I'm always fascinated about technology, and I remembered being involved as a subject matter expert with one of our partner companies, CompTIA, in Chicago, and I went there on a seminar, and pretty much I started doing my research, and I realized that they had a drone committee, and from there my interest sparked. I started doing my own research in terms of the use of drone for business purposes, and it propelled me to wanting to learn more, share more. And from there, the rest was just pretty much me doing my research over and over. I've had a lot of hiccups. I've had a lot of failures when it comes on to, owning drones, and they got damaged. But that never stops me, because in the end, I would say the drone industry and drone as a sport is a very expensive sport as well. So it started off from me doing fun flying, and then it leads me to realizing how the drone industry was evolving, and pretty much it led us to starting first a company called Dervy Dronography, which was all about fun flying and sharing our content. And then I looked at how could the industry within the Caribbean region, Cayman involved, benefit from drones, and that's where Drift UAV pretty much was born from or founded from that.
I like that. That's a good story. So Drift, what's in the name?
Drift pretty much is a combination of passions that I have. So
Oh, okay.
yeah, so pretty much.
I guess you don't want to share that, right?
Well,
We'll just leave it with Drift.
most definitely.
We'll
But the D actually is the DR stands for drone,
Okay.
and then the I in the name stands for IT, and the T stands for training, and the F stands for fitness, because I'm also a guy who's into fitness. So
Okay.
it started from
And the T is what? Training, you said?
training, IT
okay.
training. Sure.
IT training.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, you're passionate. Put it that way.
Most definitely.
Now, so basically, it wasn't a long process to establish the company. I mean, you went from a recreational thing into business.
Well, yes, it was a long process, especially from the commercial side, because being just a drone company, where I want persons out there to understand is that being just a drone company that just flying and capturing media for just say, for instance, movie purposes or for promotional purposes, it's those stuff are easy. For us, it was more of being not just a drone company, but being a solution provider. That's a key word there for us, being a solution provider. And being a solution provider means that we just didn't want to do the normal stuff in terms of just capturing photos. We actually wanted to ensure that we were providing data to make better decisions.
Okay.
So we are data driven from the imagery that we've captured. So in terms of the process, yeah, it was a lengthy process. Because one, we actually had to go through training. So that's one of the things that I want persons to understand, that flying the drone is just one thing, but for us, it's understanding airspace laws, understanding, things like if you're carrying a heavier payload, and a payload can be anything that is attached to the drone. Sure. So carrying a heavier camera or carrying any form of attachment to the drone can pretty much affects the drone performance. So for us, it was more of understanding that. And so I went through training in the United States. I went to training with the FAA as well as Transport Canada, which are the regulatory bodies for drone in Canada, and for the FAA, which is the Federal Aviation Administration. That's the body that regulates drone pilots as well as manned aircraft pilots. So in that process, it was long because we had to actually understand, what we're going into, because the drone industry has many facets or many industry focus. So we wanted to ensure that we were doing the right thing. That's first. So training was the most important thing at the time, because for us to be able to operate in the United States, you have to be what the FAA class as Part 107 certified. So you actually have to have a Part 107 license, and then that's what qualifies you to do commercial drone operations.
And we have some of the books, some of your manuals.
And there's some of my manuals there.
For our YouTube viewers. Hope you can see them. Susan got them on camera. Right, Susan? Yeah. Now, this is interesting. So, how many hours did you have to actually do? Do they do that like a commercial flight? You have to have so many hours of flying.
All right. So in terms of being a commercial or Part 107 licensed drone pilot, it's not about the hours. It's actually about doing the training and actually doing an exam. Okay. And that exam is not just it's a written exam, but it's also a practical exam. Because what happens is that for the exam, you're given a book like this, and what that book does, it actually has. Let me see if I can find. So right here is a map of an area, and it gives you the different airports that are within that area. And you actually, on that exam, there are questions that you actually have to go in and identify the different airspace, identify different frequencies that you would communicate on if you're doing a commercial operation within the close proximity an airport or airdrome. So it's not just studying or watching videos, but it's more of getting to understand and knowing what you're doing as a drone pilot.
So you have to learn about longitude, latitude. You must
Most
know a little bit
definitely.
about that, okay? You just don't go and say, well, look, I'm a
drone pilot.
I'm a drone pilot. Okay.
True.
I love it. Now, it sounds like hard work, though.
It's hard work, but there are benefits to it because what you'll understand the dynamics of the airspace, and you're actually sharing the airspace not just with other remote pilots, but you're also sharing the airspace with other airspace users like manned aircrafts.
How about things like birds and stuff like that?
Yeah, so things like even like gliders, you have to also, if you're flying in an airspace that gliders would fly, you also have to be aware of those things as well. So most definitely.
Okay, so now you've established Drift Enterprise Limited. What do you provide? What services do you provide at Drift?
So we provide a wide range of services at Drift. So we provide services in the inspection space. We provide services in the inspection, construction. We provide, say for instance, services to agriculture in the form of crop monitoring or mapping the land space of a farm. We also provide space in the media and movie production, where we work as aerial operator for movie production sets, and a wide other range of services that the list goes on. We also provide services in the insurance space. So what happens is that, say for instance, one of the things that I also want persons to understand is how drones can be utilized to make jobs easier, safer, time efficient. So traditionally, persons would, when they're doing, say for instance, a rooftop inspection, they'll climb the roof. They would sometimes have to get a ladder. If it's a high-rise building, they'll have to get scaffoldings. For us, for us using drones, we have realized the power that drones are able to bring and harvest data that's pretty much it's easily accessible and it's repeatable. So when we do pretty much what is called a drone flight, we map the building or we map the roof, we fly it. But then the most important thing, after we have actually done that flight and captured that data, we actually upload that data into our analytics platform. And so we are able to annotate and mark areas that are georeferenced, that you can actually go back to that spot and say, okay, this is where I'm going to do it. And say, for instance, if you should want to do that process a year from now, would actually refly that same planned mission and capture the data to compare and contrast the difference between the two flights or the areas.
This is just a silly question. Do people use it for spying? Drone?
Could you say again?
Do people use drone for spying? That's an off question. Just kidding. Just kidding.
Well, the long and short of it is that I have to be honest. Yes, persons do use it for spying. When you talk about
So it's a valid question, right?
it's not a silly question. It's actually a valid question. When you look at nation states and other jurisdictions, they actually have large unmanned aircraft that they actually use for target elimination, as well as capturing doing recon on other.
Thank you.
Yes.
I did some homework, So if you're just joining us, you're listening to the Business Buzz. This is our first segment on this Tuesday morning, and we're pleased to have in our studio Mr. Dervon McCollop. He's the president, chief UAS pilot of Drift Enterprise Limited. Thanks to our sponsors this morning, Cayman Insurance Center, Cayman Medical Supplies, and TCE Paint. Dervon, real estate, when it comes to real estate and other events like that, what drone services do you have available?
All right, so in the real estate market, we pretty much offer marketing photos and videos. We also offer what is called a 360 view, where the 360 view is pretty much a capture of an area that facilitates a virtual walkthrough. So where the user or the viewer can actually zoom in on particular areas that of interest to them. So pretty much if we do, for instance, do a 360 capture of, say, for instance, outside of the studio, Radio Cayman studio, what will happen is that we'll capture and add, as we said, 360 of the area, and it's a very high resolution imagery that can pretty much either autoplay, or you can look at identifying objects or areas that are of interest to you.
Okay. And this is in real time, right?
This is so pretty much is in real time. Okay. So once the data is captured, then it's actually uploaded and pretty much what we call stitch. So all those images are stitched together, and once the images are stitched together, you can actually view the 360 imagery.
Now, this has made life so much easier, like you mentioned before, because normally you would have to be in a helicopter, you know.
Most definitely. So that's just one of the under the real estate market. Also, from the real estate perspective, we also do what is called raw land mapping. So if there's say for instance, there is a client that wants to have a view of, they're interested in a particular plot of land, and they actually want to be able to see what the lay of the land looks like. We also offer that land mapping service, which is also of an accurate marking. So we are able to get to centimeter level accuracy when it comes on to land mapping. Now, let me also clarify, there's a difference between land mapping and land surveying. Now, we don't classify ourselves as licensed surveyors. So we don't survey, we do what is called mapping. But one important thing to understand, we also provide support services to surveyors. So we can do the flyovers and also pull things like the contours from that mapping to be able to upload it into GIS platforms as well.
So what they can see, you can see.
Most
Your drone can bring it on board. Jovan, we've got to take a quick break. And when we come back, we'll talk a little bit about safety aspect of operating a drone business and the importance of being insured, registered, and licensed.
Most definitely.
The Cayman Islands boasts of a long, colorful, and rich history. In tribute to our roots, Radio Cayman, the voice of the Cayman Islands, is pleased to bring you the Historical Vignette Series, brought to you by Rotary Central. For more than 110 years, Rotary members have used their passion, energy, and intelligence to take action on sustainable projects. The Cayman Islands, he hath founded it upon the seas.
Between 1949 and 1951, health officer Berta Ebanks and entomologist George Gigioli spearheaded the first serious fight against mosquito with spraying equipment and large quantities of the new insecticide DDT. The program was credited with eradicating the threat of yellow fever and malaria. In the later 50s, the program was upgraded with the purchase of the Todd insecticidal fog applicator, which was mounted on the back of a truck and delivered a noxious mist of DDT impregnated diesel oil.
Since 1993, Rotary Central has worked diligently each year to provide quality bus shelters to our community. A traveling convenience to our school children, the elderly, young people going to work, guest workers, and visitors using the public bus. We, Rotary Central, help you, our advertisers, make it happen. Your marketing dollar travels a far way. Positioning your message, your product, your services, your presence in over 83 bus shelters. Every dollar you spend, every advert you place helps to build another bus shelter, providing modest comfort for Cayman travelers. Reserve space now on the only billboard medium in the Cayman Islands. Email rotaryshelters@gmail.com. rotaryshelters@gmail.com. The Bus Shelters, a partner in community convenience. Another inspiration program by Rotary Central Cayman Islands.
Radio Cayman's Historical Vignettes was brought to you by Rotary Central. For more than 110 years, Rotary members have used their passion, energy, and intelligence to take action on sustainable projects.
Oh, gosh.
Don't let the stress of taking care of loved ones get you down.
Home care, now made easier with Cayman Medical Supplies. 100% Caymanian owned. Cayman Medical Supplies now stocks a wide range of home care supplies. Hospital beds, all types of wheelchairs, including beach access wheelchairs, lifts, commodes, shower chairs, walkers, Curad brand orthopedic supplies. Free blood glucose monitors with the purchase of 1 pack of test strips, blue underpads, and a whole lot more.
Need home care convenience? Drop by Cayman Medical Supplies at 93 Smith Road, Windward Center, or call 949-6211. Free delivery.
Open 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. Still delivering island-wide for your convenience.
Electric bills are up, air quality is down, and apparently a global pandemic to dampen your spirits. Sherwin-Williams can help with their insulating super paint featuring zero VOC with air purifying, sanitizing, microbicidal technology. Prevent the spread of bacteria and kill up to 99% of bacteria. Improve your home air quality and fight COVID germs. Exterior insulating acrylic can reduce up to 85% solar and UV radiation. A freshly painted home can definitely lift those spirits. A brighter home, better home, air quality, and lower home CUC bills. That's a win, 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 home run. Sherwin-Williams, 150 years strong. TCE Paint Shop has 3 locations to better serve you. Cox Lumber and the original store at 27 Godfrey Nixon Way. Call 943-0565.
I'm Michael Webster.
And I'm Denise Brown of Cayman Insurance Center.
Family is not the most important thing, it's everything.
And for 45 years, we have worked with the community and their families on protecting themselves for the future.
Whether it's providing top-rated life insurance
or protecting your family's household investment.
From our family to yours, we understand and we care.
I'm Denise Brown. Call me at 814-7229.
And I'm Michael Webster at 925-5433.
We are Cayman Insurance Center,
specializing in property, life, and other lines of insurance products and services at an affordable rate. We are Michael and
Denise at Cayman Insurance Center.
Call today.
Business Boss. Business Boss with your host, Anita Khan.
It's 8 minutes until 8 o'clock. Good morning and welcome back to the Business Buzz. If you're just joining us first time this morning, welcome. We have in the studio on this our first segment. Our guest is Mr. Dervon McCullough. And Dervon is he's the president, the chief UAS pilot of Drift Enterprise Limited. And we're speaking about drones, all things drones. And you've missed quite a lot of it, but you still have at least 7.5 minutes to catch up. And don't forget, you can go to YouTube and hit up the Business Buzz for this morning, and you can catch up with what you've missed. Now, Dervon, let me ask you, let's talk about the safety aspect of operating a drone business and the importance of being insured, registered, and licensed.
Most definitely. So one thing we want to bring across is that safety is integrated into every aspect of our drone operation. From ensuring that we have the permission to operate commercially by having a aerial work permit in the Cayman Islands, or in Jamaica when we're operating, we have a special aerial work permit, or in the United States, you have to be Part 107 licensed or certified to be able to operate drones commercially. So that's one aspect of it.
Okay.
From our internal aspect, we do risk assessment. We also conduct what is called hazard identification and analyze and analysis of the procedures and process when we're taking on any drone jobs. It is important to be insured. Just like a car driving on the road, you need to be insured. Just in the event of any accidents, you're covered. So that's important for us because, again, we're sharing the airspace, and the UAVs or the drones are man-made, so anything can actually happen. So we want to ensure that we're covered for liability insurance, or if there's damage to life or property, we're covered and can compensate in that event. When it comes on to being licensed, it's twofold. You have to be licensed by a regulatory body to operate commercially as a drone operator, aerial work operator. And you also need to be licensed by a regulatory body from the perspective of a UAV pilot or a drone pilot. So again, I go back to the process that I've gone through in the United States and in Canada to be a certified, a licensed drone pilot. And in the Cayman Islands, you actually will go through a training that will pretty much enable you to operate. That's one of their requirements. So in concluding aspects of safety, I can't stress how important it is to be registered, as well as not only to be registered, but to meet all the required all the requirements by the regulatory body. So if you're operating again here in the Cayman Islands, you need to meet those requirements, or if you're operating in the United States, you also need to meet those requirements.
Who insure? What sort of insurance company would insure a drone or the use of a drone?
Okay, good. So what you'll find is that in terms of the barriers to entry, in the Caribbean, there's not much companies that are willing to insure drones because it's a high risk industry. However, because the U.S. or North America has a lot of drone companies commercially, we actually purchase our insurance through North American companies that covers and the minimum sometimes you will find that companies will ask for when you're doing drone work is $1 million US coverage.
Okay. So did you have to provide that for your insurance?
So pretty much,
just you don't have to answer.
and just to also explain, also if you're doing if we're doing drone events, then your coverage goes up to like $2 million US to be able to cover in any accidents that happen on an event set.
No, but that's good to know. You
Yes.
know, good to know that the customers they're covered as well. Now, Dervin, what's your company's approach to customer acquisition and support, and what kind of planning goes into any project that you've been hired to deliver?
So in terms of our customer acquisition process, we follow one. We want to understand and obtain an understanding of what our clients need. So that's the first thing. But our customer acquisition and our project planning is broken down into what is called an 8-step process. Our 8-step process is first we do a discovery, then we do a plan, we fly and capture, we upload, review, analyze, and present the data. Now, just to give at least from the planning and the discovery and planning phase, what we do is that we conduct what is called a needs analysis and a feasibility study. If it's not feasible to fly, we're not going to fly. And then we go into a detailed process of how we onboard that client, onboard a job, as well as we work with also weather conditions that if we're operating in an area that is called a no-fly zone or restricted, we also have to get special permission. And sometimes those permissions can always be denied.
Now, after doing all that, is there some sort of evaluation of what you've done, of the process?
Most definitely. So we have an internal process pretty much that we review the statistics before, and after that, pretty much after we have completed the flight, we review it internally, present that data to the client.
Now, part of Drift Enterprise Limited, you have IT solutions,
IT solutions, and IT training.
IT training. You want to just touch on that a bit?
Most definitely. So we are an IT training company. We're partners with several United States-based firms. We are a CompTIA partner in the Cayman Islands, and so we provide training in cybersecurity. We provide training in network administration. We provide a wide range of training for persons who want to learn how to use computers, and the list goes on. But more information about Drift IT training can be found on our website.
I was just going to ask you your contact details. You have a telephone number?
Most definitely. Our telephone number is 345-547-7331.
And you have a website.
And our website address is www.driftents.com. So that's driftents.com.
And email?
And our email, you can reach us at services@driftents.com, or if you have a UAV request, you can reach us at uavrequest@driftents.com.
Dervin, thank you so much. You got 20 seconds to recap for me.
So pretty much in my 20 seconds, I want to say Drift UAV is a commercial drone service provider in the Cayman Islands, and we are here to support your needs. And also, if you have any inquiry, we'll be happy to have a no strings attached discussion to see how we can assist you in improving your project deliverables, improve safety on your job site, and also reduce the cost to your operation by using drone data.
Dervin, I wish we had more time to do this. I have another hour of questions for you, but we'll have you back another day, okay?
Most definitely.
Thank you so much, and good luck, and stay safe. We've been speaking with Mr. Dervin McCullough, President and Chief UAS Pilot of Drift Enterprise Limited. Thanks for being our guest, Dervin, and we'll see you next time. We'll take a quick break for news.
Thank you, Anita. And studio time now by Foster's is 8:01.
It's time to live well with Foster's and CG Brit K.
Live Well is your source for recipe ideas and lifestyle tips to help you achieve your healthy living goals.
Head to livewell.fosters.ky and discover healthy snacks for kids and tips for sticking to your healthy eating New Year's resolution.
Plus, you'll also find our latest Live Well recipe.
This week, we have grilled shrimp and apple skewers, full of fresh, affordable ingredients.
Get started at livewell.fosters.ky.
Live Well with Foster's and CG Brit K.
The voice of the Cayman Islands.
89.9 FM in Grand Cayman and 93.9 FM in Cayman, Brac, and Little Cayman.
Silver wings shining in the sunlight.
Radio Cayman.
For today's biggest news.
Radio Cayman, the voice of the Cayman Islands.
With your latest news, I'm Carsley Fuller. A stalwart of the civil service is honored with the title Member of the Order of the British Empire by Her Majesty the Queen. Former Deputy Clerk of Parliament Sharon Smith retired back in December 2020 after almost half a century spent working for the Legislative Assembly, which she saw transition into a parliament. Her dedicated work in the LA was legend throughout her career, notably her commitment to helping guide and inform newly elected MLAs and later MPs. A collaboration provides support for Cayman's health and safety organizations. CIGTV's Simon Boxall explains.
Starting this week, the United Kingdom Health Security Agency, Hazard Management Cayman Islands, and the Ministry of Health and Wellness have collaborated to begin a foundational training program on chemical and radiation hazards. The UK HSA is this week delivering workshops for various local stakeholders that aim to develop a clear understanding of the organizational roles and responsibilities in relation to chemical and radiation management, as well as available resources.
Simon Boxall there reporting. And after a 6-month closure, the Cayman Brac Public Library reopens. The Brac Library Coordinator, Leticia Brown-Connolly, says the closure was caused by accidental flooding back in August 2021.
The library is finally reopened to the public as of Monday, the 7th of February, but the grand opening will be this coming Friday, the 11th of February, by invitation only because of COVID. The main speaker will be the Education Minister, the Honorable Miss Juliana O'Connor Connolly. There will also be a little entertainment from local poets.
Limited spaces are available to attend the reception. To RSVP, you can call 948-0472. In regional news, schools and businesses across Haiti shuttered their doors Monday, and a large number of police patrolled the streets as the country braced for a grim anniversary. Monday marked not only 7 months since the former president was killed at his private residence, but also the end of his term, with opponents demanding that Prime Minister Ariel Henry step down, arguing that his administration is unconstitutional. Haiti's ambassador to the U.S. told the Associated Press, quote, "We're in a situation where fear is taking over peace, and our country cannot live that way." Thousands of people opted to stay home on Monday, afraid that even greater violence would erupt as Haiti's political instability deepens, kidnappings spike, and gangs grow more powerful amid a crumbling economy. Now with a check of international news, here's the BBC, which will take us out of the newscast. I'm Karsley Fuller from Radio Cayman's newsroom.
BBC News with Moira Alderson. The United Nations says the worst drought in 40 years is threatening the lives of 13 million people in Ethiopia, Somalia and Kenya. The rainy season has failed for a third year running, resulting in ruined crops and dying livestock. The French President Emmanuel Macron is in Ukraine for talks with President Volodymyr Zelensky as part of wider efforts to try to de-escalate the crisis with Russia. Mr. Macron had 5 hours of discussions with President Putin on Monday, and both leaders said there had been points of agreement. The Russian Defense Ministry has, meanwhile, said that 6 of its large landing ships have begun their passage into the Black Sea, which lies south of Ukraine. BP has announced its highest annual profit for 8 years, $12.8 billion. It and other energy companies have benefited from a surge in oil and gas prices. It's prompted calls in Britain for a windfall tax as people face a huge rise in household fuel bills. Mauritius is sending a boat to the disputed Chagos archipelago in the Indian Ocean. The islands are administered by Britain, which evicted the population more than 50 years ago to make way for an American airbase. The official reason for the trip is scientific, but some elderly Chagosians are also on board. A group called Legal Action Worldwide has filed a complaint against Ethiopia at the African Commission on Human and People's Rights. The lawyers accuse Addis Ababa of massive violations in the Tigray region, including mass killings of civilians and sexual violence. There has been no response so far from Ethiopia. The Judges Association in Tunisia has called for all courts to suspend work on Wednesday and Thursday. The move is in protest at President Kais Saied's decision to dissolve the Supreme Judicial Council. BBC News.
Stay in touch with Radio Cayman for the latest in news and information.
Follow Radio Cayman on social media, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Download the Radio Cayman app or log on to our website, www.radiocayman.gov.ky.
Radio Cayman, your voice, your choice, your radio.
You can now book and pay online for your certified lateral flow test at www.hsa.ky/appointment. It's fast, easy, and convenient. Certified LFTs are $25 per test per person. HSA's testing center is located at 131 Center, McClendon Drive, behind Foster's Airport. Walk-ins for certified LFTs are also available. Need a PCR test for travel? These are now only $75. Visit hsa.ky/appointment for more information.
Pleasant good morning. Let's take a look at the latest weather report. Current temperature is 74 degrees. Relative humidity is 94%. The barometric pressure 29.96 inches and rising. Winds are calm. Overnight low temperature was 71 degrees. Synopses indicate light winds and seas expected across the Cayman area for the next 24 hours as a cold front approaches the Yucatan Channel. Satellite images show patches of low-level clouds over the Cayman area moving towards the west. Now the forecast for today calling for partly cloudy skies with cloudy spells and a 30% chance of showers. Temperatures will be in the mid-80s. Winds will be east to northeast at 5 to 10 knots and seas will be slight with wave heights of 1 to 3 feet. The forecast for tonight calling for partly cloudy skies with a 30% chance of showers, and temperatures will fall to the mid-70s tonight. Winds will be north to northeast at 5 to 10 knots, and seas will be slight with wave heights of 1 to 3 feet. Low tide will be this morning at 11:45, high tide this afternoon at 3:56, and a low tide again tonight at 10:38. The sun will set this evening at 6:21 and will rise tomorrow morning at 6:57. And the outlook is calling for an increase in cloudiness and a chance of showers expected from tomorrow afternoon as the cold front moves over the extreme northwest Caribbean. That's the very latest on your weather report.
Due to the high number of COVID cases in the community, Water Authority Cayman is encouraging customers to conduct as much business as possible online or over the phone and avoid coming into the office. Need to pay a bill? You can do it online. Just visit our website, www.waterauthority.ky, and click on the Pay My Bill button. Are you experiencing service issues? Contact our customer service team via the phone on 949-2837 or email info@waterauthority.ky. Don't forget to practice good hygiene by washing your hands frequently with soap and water. For updates from the Water Authority, visit our website, www.waterauthority.ky, and our social media pages.
The traffic report is brought to you by Subway. Planning a meeting, event, or office celebration? Visit subway.ky to place your catering order today.
Good morning once again. Let's take a look at what's happening on the roads. Traffic is busy coming from the east on Shamrock Road and the Linford-Pearson Highway. Also coming off of the Linford-Pearson Highway on Agnes Way. And the busy traffic coming from the east and Crew Road, and moderate flow of traffic heading east and Crew Road. As we look to Godfrey Nixon Way and Eastern Avenue, traffic is flowing moderately, as well as the North Sound Road, and traffic flowing at a good pace coming from the West Bay four-way stop. And on the West Bay Road in front of the Ritz, traffic is moderate in both directions. That's the very latest on your traffic. Join us again. At about 10 minutes after 12 o'clock, we'll give you another traffic report.
From boat days to beach gatherings, leave the catering to Subway. Choose from small and large sandwich platters, double meat wrap platters, and top it off with optional cookie platters for dessert. Or ask about our Subway box to go with the option of 6-inch or foot-long sandwich, 1 cookie, and 1 bag of chips. For all occasions and celebrations, let Subway focus on the food so you can focus on the fun. Visit subway.ky for catering options. Subway. Eat fresh.
The traffic report is brought to you by Subway. Planning a meeting, event, or office celebration? Visit subway.ky to place your catering order today.
Business Buzz. Business Buzz with your host, Anita Khan.
Welcome back to the Business Buzz. Good morning. Thank you so much for joining us this morning. This is our second segment of the Business Buzz. It's 12 minutes after 8 o'clock. We're taking you up to 9 o'clock on the Buzz this morning. And in this, our second guest in the studio this morning is none other than Mr. Sean Collins. He's
Good morning.
The owner of, good morning, Sean. He's the owner of Mison Limited and Yum Company. Good morning, Sean.
Yes. Good morning, Anita. Thanks for having me in. It's great to be here.
It's good to see you. And you don't have to wear your mask. You have permission to take it off.
Thank you very much.
But I'll keep
Makes
mine,
it a lot easier to speak.
I'll keep mine on this morning, as usual. Now, Sean, for some housekeeping, Mison Plus. Is that correct?
Yes, that is correct.
Okay.
You got it.
And I looked it up, I Googled.
Okay, great.
And it says it's a French culinary phrase which means putting in place or gather. And it refers to the setup required before cooking.
Exactly. You sure have done your homework. That's great. It was the logical, I suppose, name for me to give my company when I established it in 2002, because I had recently come from culinary college and obviously working in a number of restaurants. And in those areas, when you're getting ready for service, it's a very common phrase. Chefs use it all the time. So, do you have your mise en place ready? Might be what you would say before service. And whatever you're doing, whether you're working a salad station or something as simple as an omelette, you want to make sure you have all your cut onions, your eggs beaten, and all your ingredients ready to go, so you're just ready to serve the customer. So in coming up with a name for my business, as confusing as it was at the time in Cayman to have a French name, and still is, I felt it was a really appropriate name for the company.
Mise place.
Oui.
I'm pretty sure people say mise en place and all sorts of
Oh,
things
I
like
get
that,
every
right?
version of that. Mise en place. Yeah.
So it's mise en place.
Yeah.
Mise en place. My French is not very good. You have to forgive me. So,
No, it's pretty good.
So, Sean, tell us a little bit about yourself, your journey to the Cayman Islands, how you got involved with opening up a business and all the good stuff.
Sure. So, well, I'm from Cayman. I was born and raised in Cayman. I lived in Prospect.
Oh, you fooled me. I thought you were from Canada or somewhere.
No. My parents are British originally, but they moved to Cayman before I was born, and I spent a lot of time attending primary school in Cayman, and then I went away to boarding school.
Okay.
And I basically came back here regularly for all the breaks. And ultimately, I went to college in the U.S., where I studied. Initially, I did a degree in culinary arts, and then I finished up doing food service management, so all the kind of business aspect of food service. And then after that, I moved back to Cayman. I worked in a number of restaurants. And at the age of 26, I went out on my own and opened up the catering business that we still have today.
Nice. I like that.
Year 20 this year.
That's a good story.
Thank you.
That's an excellent story. Now, can you share, so how did you, okay, you just didn't wake up one morning and decide, look, I'm going to open up a business today. There had to be some thought process going into this.
Well, interestingly enough, I was encouraged to do so at the time by the people I was working for, because they could see that, I could see being a Caymanian, and I was working for some Canadians in the restaurant business, and they said, you should get out and open up a business while you're still young and you've got the energy to do it, and I can appreciate that now. And also I saw a gap in the market. I saw an opportunity to do exactly what I wanted to do, which was provide restaurant quality meals in people's homes. So the business kind of kicked off as a private chef business in people's homes, and then also offering catering, delivery of buffets and brunches, working weddings, everything from hors d'oeuvre parties, and then a lot of corporate business as well that we eventually got into as we earned a reputation.
Okay, private chef.
Yeah, I've done a lot of that over the years. Okay. I personally do a bit less of that these days, but our company is offering private chef services.
So having all those services, how have you grown over the years?
As a company?
Yeah.
We've expanded out into so a big mark for us was at the end of 2003. We did a large event for government in the year of the quincentennial celebrations. Mm-hmm. And we actually catered a dinner on the Pageant Beach for 500 people. Nice. And that was a pretty big achievement for a young company with a small crew of people at that time. And then, obviously, Ivan hit it a year later, and that slowed things down. But by 2006, we were offering services to our first school, who we still provide lunches for today. And from there, we realized we would add a division to our business, which was essentially providing school lunches.
That was going to be my next question, Sean. How many brands fall under the umbrella of Mise en Place?
Well, we've got Yum is our latest brand, which I'm here mainly to talk about today.
Congratulations!
And thank you. That was established during COVID in summer of 2020 as a means for people to do online ordering of packaged meals to the classroom. So the concept was from kitchen to classroom. We're in a good position to offer that because we have the packaging equipment on island, and we over lots of hard work in the summer, we developed a online ordering system, and then we now we use that still today in our private schools, but in the government school side, it's less of ordering and more running like the canteen itself. So we kind of do a bit of both.
Okay, so you run the canteen, some of the canteens as well, school canteens as
Yes,
well. Okay.
Exactly. In a number of schools, in 7 schools to be.
So how does that
precise.
food different from the canteen and Yum? I mean, seeing that it's the same company, is there any difference in the food?
There's not much difference in the food itself. The menu items, we in government schools, we're very proud to say that we've brought a good level of nutritious meals, and that was brought on really by government back in 2012 when they mandated that the provision for school food was what's it called, the document? It's a long document, and it's the provision for school canteen services, the food provision specifically, and that stipulated that you could only fry food once a week. You only had red meat once a week. There was less sodium, no sugary drinks, etc., etc. And I fully support that initiative.
So do you get pizza?
Oh yes, you get your treat days. You got to have your treat days in there. There's got to be a day for the kids to have
so
chicken tenders.
Let me guess.
And pizza.
The fried is chicken tenders.
Exactly.
Or fried chicken.
Exactly.
Okay.
And then maybe on a Monday or a Tuesday they might get pizza.
So walk me through the process. I'm a parent. I'll put it this way. I'm a grandparent.
Okay.
And I want to order lunch for my child. I want to order from Yum. How does this work?
Okay. So you would need to go onto our website, which is yumcayman.ky, assuming that your child is in one of the schools that we service. You would then set up a profile through our website, and with that, then there is an online ordering and payment system that you would follow the prompts, essentially, and then it would create the account for you, and then you could go on at your will to either pre-order, choose whatever the meals are for your grandkids. You could also put remarks in there to say, if there's an allergy or dislikes, whatever it may be. And then so long as you do it by 10 p.m. the night before, we can pre-pack that meal ready to go for the lunch service in whatever particular school the next day.
Okay. So lunchtime is around 12 o'clock, let's say 12. What time do you normally deliver the lunch?
So we prepare it in the morning, probably around 10 o'clock, and we deliver it, let's say 11:30, quarter to 12.
So
we
it's a hot lunch.
It there.
If it's a hot lunch.
We have hot cabinets in the schools.
Okay.
So we would deliver it to hold in a cabinet for as little amount of time as possible before being served to the children and
That's
students.
A spoiled child who's getting Yum.
I'm
just kidding.
It is.
I'm just kidding. No, but I mean, it's a great way, because sometimes you have children who, sometimes they get tired of what's not tired, but they just want something different, And sometimes there are children who are picky, and they definitely want something else. So do you have a Yum menu that, you do online, but do you change it often?
We do. We think about it every month, how we can change it and make it better. Add new meals. If we hear of something that is particularly popular in the month before, maybe we'll bring it in twice if we know that the kids are really enjoying it and it's following our standards. And so, we also have, in addition to the hot food that we serve, which is the 2 hot meals a day and a vegetarian.
I just saw that. Vegan. Yeah.
Vegan, actually,
vegan.
We also have a selection of items each day that are available, and that can be anything, from wraps and salads and fruit cups and snack bars, desserts, cookies, brownies, those kind of things. If parents choose to order them for their children, those are available.
Getting me hungry over here.
Yeah, that's the idea.
Is the price pretty good, Sean?
I think so. I think, Cayman has just gone through some significant increases in our food costs, what we're purchasing things for. and we're doing our very best to keep our prices as reasonable as possible. And I think just by going to the supermarket, people understand that our prices have gone up so much in recent years, months even, that I think we are well priced. Yes.
So Yum is just for schools at the moment. Can I order Yum for myself?
No, not specifically, unless you were part of a school.
Mm-hmm.
We would offer it potentially to an organization, but there would have to be some form of a minimum order, because
maybe 5 or 6 or 10 even.
Maybe 20.
20. No chance of me getting lunch from Yum.
But we do have other services that we offer event catering. We have a pizzeria, which is Gino's, which can deliver lunch with far lesser minimums, and we can deliver lunch from Gino's any day, salads, pizza, those kind of items.
So basically Yum, it's in its first anniversary?
Yeah, we're in about 18 months in.
2 months, okay.
Yeah.
How is it doing?
It's good. Yeah, it's been well received. We're really pleased. I mean, we were in the space before offering school lunches, so it's essentially it's a rebrand and an upgrade that we've done, and it's been well received, and it's going very well. And we've got lots more to do to continue to improve.
My grandson just started boarding school in Florida, and he does not like the food in the cafeteria. So boarding, like on the weekends, they cater for the ones that are the students who are boarding, and sometimes they're not allowed to order out. Now, Yum would have been the perfect solution for the students who are boarding.
Yes. Yeah.
Do you have orders for the weekends, like say student? I mean, I know this school provided, but do you have people who are interested in ordering for their children from Yum, say on the weekends? Because children are picky eaters. We know that.
Yeah, I mean, maybe less so on the weekends, but more on a break.
On a break.
So if there's an Easter break or the summer break, or there might be larger groups that they all order together, and then they can order specifically what they like on the menu. And yeah, right now, some of the days are limited to 2 or 3 items, which is still a pretty good selection for hot food. But when we first started, you could get up to five different hot dishes per day.
So let me ask you, you were in boarding school.
I was.
So what was that like for you? Did you enjoy the cafeteria lunch?
No, I did not.
So what did you do?
I waited for the weekend. You found a way around it. When you were allowed to go into the town or whatever, you would buy, I guess you'd buy snack foods and stock up and things that you liked. But no, the food at my school was absolutely terrible. And maybe that's why I'm on a mission to provide good quality, tasty food in Cayman.
From the time you said boarding school, I was thinking that.
Yep.
If you're just joining us, you're listening to the Business Buzz. This is our second segment, and we're speaking to Mr. Sean Collins. He's the owner of Mison Plus, and now we have Yum Cayman. He's in the studio to talk just about his business and let us know what's going on. I want to say thanks to our sponsors this morning, Cayman Insurance Center, Cayman Medical Supplies, and TCE Paint. Taking a quick break. When we come back, we'll continue our discussion with Sean.
Electric bills are up, air quality is down, and apparently a global pandemic to dampen your spirits. Sherwin-Williams can help with their insulating super paint featuring zero VOC with air purifying, sanitizing, microbicidal technology. Prevent the spread of bacteria and kill up to 99% of bacteria. Improve your home air quality and fight COVID germs. Exterior insulating acrylic can reduce up to 85% solar and UV radiation. A freshly painted home can definitely lift those spirits. A brighter home, better home, air quality, and lower home CUC bills. That's a win home run. Sherwin-Williams, 150 years strong. TCE Paint Shop has 3 locations to better serve you. Cox Lumber and the original store at 27 Godfrey Nixon Way. Call 943-0565.
I'm Michael Webster.
And I'm Denise Brown of Cayman Insurance Center.
Family is not the most important thing, it's everything.
And for 45 years, we have worked with the community and their families on protecting themselves for the future.
Whether it's providing top-rated life insurance
or protecting your family's household investment.
From our family to yours, we understand and we care.
I'm Denise Brown. Call me at 814-7229.
And I'm Michael Webster at 925-5433.
We are Cayman Insurance Center.
Specializing in property, life, and other lines of insurance products and services at an affordable rate. We are Michael and
Denise at Cayman Insurance Center.
Call today.
Healthcare Pharmacy in Governor Square and Grand Harbor has the largest and the best collection of Hallmark and Shoebox Valentine's Day cards. Poetic cards, serious cards, seriously funny cards, fabulous cards, and the perfect card for your Valentine. Healthcare Pharmacy also has Hallmark gift boxes, brand name perfume and cologne sets, home spa kits, and quotable quotes for your Valentine. So this year, make it a perfect Valentine's Day with Healthcare Pharmacy, Grand Harbor, and Governor Square.
Business Buzz. Business Buzz with your host, Anita Khan.
We're in the studio talking to Mr. Sean Collins. He's the owner of Mison Plus Limited, Yum Cayman. And Sean, you have other companies under this umbrella.
Yeah, that's right. We didn't mention it all in the beginning. So we have a brand called Boxed, right, which is a freshly prepared frozen meal, and that's available in a number of supermarkets around the island. And I suppose when you asked me the question earlier, what's a good option on the weekend for getting satisfied with a quick meal, Boxed is a great option, and very simple. They're all made from great quality ingredients in our kitchen in Georgetown, and then all you have to do is follow the heating instructions and enjoy a delicious hot meal at home at your convenience.
You don't have to wash dishes. You don't have to wash pots. There's no cleanup.
No, but I even know people that have bought it and put it in the ceramic dish and pretend it's theirs, which is serve their guests, which is great.
That's fine, right? Yeah. Once you don't check your garbage, they can show off and say, listen, this is my cooking. So do you have to bake shop as well?
We do. So we have an in-house bakery.
Okay,
so
in-house bakery,
especially good for the schools. So we offer all whole grain breads that we bake freshly. So if you're getting a sandwich or a sub in any of our school menus, that is a fresh baked, locally baked product made from scratch.
Do you supply to supermarkets? No.
Yes, we do.
You do?
We do.
Okay.
We supply a number of supermarkets. Hurley's has our breads, as do Foster's, but you can find all different sorts of whether it's whole grain, sourdough, whole wheat, dinner rolls, cheese bread. We have it all on the shelves in the supermarkets.
I know where the Boxton is at Hurley's. I can find that.
Great.
I can find that. No.
Yeah, I use that. I'm proud to say I use our product all the time myself at home. We serve it to our family all the time.
Good stuff. Now, Sean, so you supply Yum to the schools. What are the private schools as well as government schools you're provided at, right?
That's right, yes.
Okay. Now, can you share which schools? Are you able to?
Yeah, so we operate Cayman International School, St. Ignatius, Cayman Prep Primary, and then we do one thing that I definitely want to mention, and I'll mention again at the end, is we offer certain days for a few other schools. Montessori by the Sea, they do a Friday lunch with us where they have a class of 30 students, and they all we offer them actually through our sister company Gino's because they want pizza specifically. And then we are now at a stage of kind of growing the Yum business and putting the offering out to a number of other schools.
Now, catering, you cater, you do all this stuff, Sean. What are the main driving forces behind the meals you offer, and how important is presentation? whether it's boxed or the bakery. How important is presentation?
Well, yeah, incredibly important. You want whatever dish we put out there to present beautifully. We want to see, like if it's in the schools, we want to see bright colored vegetables. On the actual plate itself we serve in the schools, we try and present it nicely on a reusable plate is the way we actually prefer to operate. But unfortunately, COVID has changed some of that recently. But we're getting back on track, where we expect that hopefully by this coming September, in all our schools, we'll be back to using stainless steel cutlery and a reusable plate, and we'll stop all this disposables going in the garbage. But yeah, in anything we do, whether it's our catered events, our boxed, or our school lunches, we like to present the food as pleasingly as possible.
And you just handed me a menu, a John Gray High School menu for February. Now I'm getting hungry looking at this. Can I look at one? Can I mention one of these?
You sure can. That's our current menu at John Gray.
This will get you hungry. This was on Friday gone. For breakfast is a grab-and-go breakfast, and then there's grab-and-go lunch.
It's all grab and go at the moment, unfortunately. Yeah.
How they don't sit in the cafeteria and eat?
Well, no, they're just restricted.
Okay.
So, especially less in the primary schools, but at John Gray, it's fill a to-go box. They are eco-friendly, compostable to-go boxes, and then you can go and I guess you could sit outside.
That's
or
punishment. You can't sit together and eat. So it's all grab and go. Okay. So there's soup, chicken vegetable soup. There's a daily section of sandwiches, your subs and your wraps. And then pre-orders, of course, will be yum.
Yep, that's correct.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then there's barbecue chicken for lunch with rice and beans and veg of the day. Yum. And then there's baked fish with pineapple. This is cool menu.
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah. You actually reacted to say the right word naturally there.
Yeah, I want to be in school with all of this. Yeah, yum.
Yum.
Yum, yum. Yum.
We do offer, on the same menu, you'll see, we have obviously local Caymanian, Caribbean dishes, but we also have pasta. There is actually even, I think on that menu there, you'll see like a tandoori, which an Indian dish. So we're keeping it interesting as we can, but also, sticking with a lot of the favorites.
There's red bean soup, chicken noodle soup. There's a soup every day, correct?
Yeah, every day there's a soup offering, yes.
Is that popular with the children, soup?
Yeah, it is quite popular, actually, yeah. In one school, we do soup and a grilled cheese sandwich, just because it was so popular, and they continue to. That's what some children just want.
And I'm pretty sure if you get them soup at home, they wouldn't drink it.
No, maybe we do a really good chicken soup.
Must be, Sean, because I've never recalled children drinking soup at home. Oh no. No, Sean, can you share about your? You said you're now into using plates, regular plates that you have to wash and put back in the cupboard. Now, can you share about your sustainable efforts when it comes to packaging, your containers, and of course stuff like your water bottles?
Yes, thanks. This is very much at the core of what we do. I for one, am trying to have an impact in this area, where I just believe that if you, especially Cayman culture, people are very quick to grab a disposable to eat their lunch out of, and I think we've got to look at the long term and consider making changes, and I think that involves reusing plates and cutlery. And what we're doing now is we pretty much got that all rolled out in the schools. Well, as I said, we had, but also now we're eliminating plastic from our menus. And if you just go to any beach or look around in the mangroves or wherever, you just see how long this plastic lasts and pollutes our environment. So we don't actually offer any plastic bottles. So recently we brought in a new product for all our schools, and it is an aluminium can of water. And we have a couple of different sizes and options, whether you want still or sparkling. And then all of our other drinks are either from aluminium or cardboard. And we're going to keep pushing this effort as much as we can, and hope that the world becomes a bit more normal soon, and we can see people doing less, especially foam and plastic, because it's just detrimental to the environment.
I like the way you box your you do the boxed meals.
Exactly. Yeah,
You know,
that's following the same principles exactly. With it's a fiber tray, actually. I think it's sugarcane fiber.
Oh.
And it can heat up, obviously, to a pretty high temperature. I mean, you'd have to leave it in the oven at 450 degrees for a long time for it to start to burn. But then even the plastic lining that we put over the top of our box product is BPA free and all that. And we're very conscious of that. We're trying to do our part.
Okay. Well, glad you're helping out with the environment, Sean. Now, tell us about your hardworking staff or your hardworking team at Yum and even Mison Plus. Just about what do you putting all this together? It takes a lot of work. I mean, you've got so many businesses. I mean, you've got your catering, you've got Geno's, you've got Box, you've got bakery, you've got Yum.
Yeah, and we have a very big team, a great team that work very hard every day to put this all together and to serve as many meals as we do. I mean, in the school business alone, we did a recent calculation, probably about a year ago. We'd figured we'd already done 3.5 million meals, 3.5 million lunches through our school division. But then also there is a management team that sits over everybody, and we're constantly trying to do better and innovate and bring new products to the market and offer better service and do anything we can to improve on our already well-established company. And within the schools themselves, there's a really dedicated group. They are all very passionate about what they do. They love the children that they serve. Many of them have, a good face-to-face. Yeah, they have
favorites as well.
Well, I think that's probably the case. But they all greet them very, very nicely. They have obviously enjoy serving them with a big smile. And our team, I'm thankful to say, have been around with us, working with us for very many years, for quite a long time. A lot of the school Yum staff have started from day one with us when we did our first government school back in 2008.
I know Catholic school, you have brownies, the best brownies apparently.
Oh, yeah.
In the cafeteria.
Yeah.
Now, do the children have to pay as they purchase, as they get lunch? Do they purchase the lunch cash, or can parents run up a tab?
Okay, that's a good question. Yeah, we didn't really touch on that. So, in the schools for the older children, they can in St. Ignatius, any of the CIS St. Ignatius, they can. The older students, there's a POS where the parents essentially would top up a wallet, and then if they want to buy, as you say, a cookie or some kind of snack for the afternoon, they certainly can, and it deducts off the wallet at the time, and it will send the parents a receipt right there via email, so the parents will always be aware in real time of what's being purchased.
I know, because my daughter used to get those brownie.
Okay, you receive an email.
No, my grandson, he would order cookies every day. I mean, was he treating his friends with cookies? No, he just loved those cookies.
I'm
brownies,
glad
rather.
He liked the brownies. It does, yeah, and that's also a good thing to mention is, grandparents can have a login to these accounts, and they can do something for their grandchildren if they like. They can. Obviously, they can put remarks. They can top it up and save mom and dad some hassle, maybe. Just
interesting.
throw that idea out there.
Yeah, I'm thinking as I'm sitting here. Oh boy. On that note, we're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we'll continue speaking with Sean Collins. Sean is the owner of Mison Plus, Yum Cayman, and just about everything else. Boxed. He's got the bake shop, Geno's. Thanks to our sponsors this morning, Cayman Insurance Center, Cayman Medical Supplies, and TCE Paint. Oh gosh.
Don't let the stress of taking care of loved ones get you down.
Home care, now made easier with Cayman Medical Supplies. 100% Caymanian owned. Cayman Medical Supplies now stocks a wide range of home care supplies. Hospital beds, all types of wheelchairs, including beach access wheelchairs, lifts, commodes, shower chairs, walkers, Curad brand orthopedic supplies. Free blood glucose monitors with the purchase of 1 pack of test strips, blue underpads, and a whole lot more.
Need home care convenience? Drop by Cayman Medical Supplies at 93 Smith Road, Windward Center, or call 949-6211. Free delivery.
Open 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. Still delivering island-wide for your convenience.
How can you take your business from good to great and thrive in the new normal? By finding the smartest, most powerful IT solutions to optimize your business operations. And now, Digicel Business Hub is making it simple for you. High-speed Wi-Fi, mobile and office phones, IT security, Microsoft Office with Teams, and much more. Everything your business needs to level up in the new normal. Get world-class IT for your business with Digicel Business Hub. Sign up today. Call us on 623-2499 or visit our website www.digicelbusiness.com for more information.
Business Buzz. Business Buzz with your host, Anita Khan.
As we head up to 9 o'clock, when Susan will bring you some sweet music on the breakfast session, we're speaking with Mr. Sean Collins. He's the owner of Mison Place Limited, Yum Cayman. And I'm getting hungry, Sean.
Oh, right
you
on,
didn't
Anita.
bring any yum boxes
I'm sorry.
for us.
You know what? I'm going to have to.
I'm just kidding.
I did think about that when I arrived in the parking lot.
I'm just joking. Whenever anybody talks about food, I get hungry. I'm not a foodie really, but
we'll
send. And I'm looking through your yum menu, your hot lunch menu. I'm thinking, oh my gosh, these kids are privileged. Look at that, mild jerk chicken, meatballs marinara. There's quinoa potato puffs. What? And then there's a vegan bean chili, West Indian chicken curry, escovitch fish. There's sweet and sour cauliflower.
Yeah, that's a vegetarian item, so the kids love
know.
that. Sweet and sour cauliflower.
Didn't think they would. You see, they don't eat these things at home, Sean.
No, you wouldn't think.
You have them. It's a fixed diet over here, and then there's another one at home.
Yeah.
So,
well, at least you know you can get a good meal at lunchtime in school.
Yeah, grilled chicken breast. That's awesome.
Yeah.
And this is all yum. So parents, log on and get some cookie points with your children. Now, Sean, going back to your team at your staff.
Yes.
So are we looking at what percent Caymanian staff? Do you know?
Well, especially on the school side, I think we were near 50%.
Okay.
But obviously, we need to find more Caymanians to fill the positions in our company.
So are you training Caymanians?
Yeah, we're working more on it right now actually, but we're offering a internship we did last summer, and we had a young gentleman come and join our kitchen for. Well, he was supposed to come for a month, but he stayed for 2. Okay. So the first month was as an intern, and then we liked him, and he offered, some value in the kitchen. So we employed him for the second month. We plan on doing the same thing this summer. But a lot of what we do day to day, you kind of just have to jump in. It's fast moving. Mm-hmm. And we really like during the summer months to bring people in because it's a bit slower. We can take time to train people. And right now I'm looking to partner closely with Inspire Cayman and see if we can train some people in all sorts of areas of our business.
Is there an age group that you work with?
Well, it's kind of out of high school.
High school, okay.
Would be it. But we would take on any student that wants a summer helping us out. Mm-hmm. In the kitchen, learning knife skills, learning all the basics of the kitchen. Food safety is a large part of it. A lot of what we do is all based on, following HACCP protocols, making sure everything's served right temperatures, held in the right temperatures, those kind of things. So there's a lot to learn. It's a very interesting career, and anybody who is interested in that area and would like to apply with us for an internship, especially, I would recommend that. And you could contact HR manager at catering.ky. That's HR manager at catering.ky.
I'm pretty sure somebody's going to call me for that, so make sure I write it down.
Please do. Yeah.
So Sean, you're a busy man. You're just doing your thing. Do you have any regrets getting into this business?
There are times when it's very difficult. Obviously, one thing about it that I experienced when I was a bit younger and I was more inclined to go out and socialize is that I was the one working while other people were off on the weekend, or I was unable to attend the wedding because I had to do something. But overall, I'll
go to the Pirates Week. Pirates
but I try and get the company involved in these things as well now.
Okay.
But no.
So you have a presence.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. It's not playtime, but it's work time. It's okay.
It's what. So yeah, exactly. I can completely accept it's all about working as opposed to going out and socializing. I still find my time.
Okay. You said you had some stats for me. What do you have?
Well, I just this was actually just related to last week, and where did I put it?
Okay.
So, I said earlier that I was very supportive of the government mandate to improve food provisions in schools. And, one thing that we noticed, that our first year of in John Gray was in 2008. And back then we found it very difficult to serve a salad to any student. I mean, we were lucky if we managed to serve 20 salads a day of a pretty big student population. And then it's changed slightly now because we don't have our salad bar due to COVID regulations. But just before COVID, we were serving on some days over 200 salads in the high school.
No way. Wow.
And I think there was a lot of publicity around children and bad nutritional
obesity.
Yeah. I think if you look around these schools today, I think what I'm proud to say is I think there's been a really positive impact, and now children, students, teenagers are making the right choices. So last week we served over 1,700 servings of fresh cut fruit. We also served 5,000 freshly prepared nutritious meals in all primary schools. And we purchased in excess, we don't know exactly the number, but we know over 50 cases between just three primary schools of fruits and vegetables in 1 week.
Wow, nice.
So this is a total change to what school food was even 10 years ago. Yeah, when we started. Because to be honest, we followed the same line of menus, and it was heavier food. It's lots of barbecue chicken,
now with the
fried fish.
With the grab and go, Sean, do you do the salad in a grab?
Yeah, it's all ready to go.
Okay.
That was the difference, that before COVID, we were able to offer a salad bar. So we had an attendant, and they were choosing the ingredients for the students, and they loved that, making their own salad. But it became, I guess, something that we just felt it was too much contact as a result of COVID. So we now pre-pack the salads, and they're still picking them up out of the grab-and-go fridge. But I think we want to bring back the salad bars as soon as we can, because we know a lot of the high school students really enjoyed that and making their own salads.
When you're high school, you have to watch your weight because, there are girls around, boys around. They have to be,
Yeah, exactly. I think
it has a lot to do with that, right?
Their peers influence them more than anything. Yeah. And it was just kind of a bit of a snowball effect.
The body shape.
Yeah,
You
they
know?
want to they want to look good, and
Well,
they
here,
want to
look,
feel healthy.
look at this, Sean. You're helping in that regards, you know.
We're trying
and keeping
our
them
best.
healthy, you know, keeping the students healthy. That's great.
Yeah,
That's great.
exactly. And well, the principal noticed when these changes were made as well, and made comments to us that especially the elimination of sugary drinks was huge in terms of students' ability to concentrate, less hyper. And they would actually find that the afternoon after lunch became a far more educational experience for the students. So it does make a difference. Obviously, being hungry is the worst of all, but at least when you do eating something healthy and whole grains, fruits and vegetables, it absolutely makes a difference on our mentality and our health.
Now, Sean, especially in the government school and private school, are there students who are not able to purchase lunch, and this is something that you help with at all? Do you?
Yes, we're exactly. So there's been some changes recently, as you're aware, from government in terms of providing a primary school lunch. So that was enormous in helping to make sure that age group in particular, everybody is well fed. But prior to that, we partnered regularly with Feed Our Future. We had a selection of students that we sponsored ourselves, and we did everything we could to try and ensure that every child had a nutritious lunch every day. And now, the government is helping massively with that. So I think
that's that was I like that idea.
That was a big announcement.
No child goes hungry.
No.
Now, for Yum, what can we look forward to, Sean, from all your brands?
Wow. Okay. There's still so much that we could do. I think a large part of what we could do is bringing people in to train, as I mentioned earlier. I think that there are going to be a huge amount of job vacancies in this particular area, in food service, in hospitality generally. And if we can at least, get a number of people through our kitchens in the summer. We do have some great experienced chefs on hand who can offer training. And, at the end of that, if we're working, as I said, closely with Inspire Cayman, if they can come out of that program with a certificate, hopefully we've helped them secure a job in a restaurant or in a hotel, if not with us. And that's a big part of the mission going forward.
Now, you started as a young Caymanian.
Yes.
On this journey. And we have but the kids are in school, the students are in school, so the parents and the grandparents are listening. And a lot of parents especially don't want their children to be involved in the hospitality industry. It's hard work, But what would you say to the parents who are listening, knowing the journey you've been through? What would you say to those parents with regards to encouraging their own children along this path?
That's a great question. Obviously, you asked me as well if I have any regrets, and I had very little. So it's mainly been positive for me. And I would say to those parents that there is so much opportunity, especially in Cayman. We're, the second pillar of our economy is all about hospitality and tourism. It is a really rewarding job. And I actually started back in the early 90s at the Hyatt, where they offered programs where you would come in for the summer. And I think more businesses need to do that. And you know what? Caymanians need to take up these positions. They are totally respectable, honorable positions. You can earn a decent income. Obviously, you're going to start at a lower level, but there are many opportunities in management, as supervisors, as head chefs, you name it.
Sean,
and I say go for it.
Sean, sorry about that. We have a caller. Caller, good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning, sir. How are you?
Good morning.
Great. Good morning, Sean.
Hi. Sorry, I just got my headphones on.
I just want to tell the public how great the food is. I have eaten it many times from Mison.
Well, thank you.
And the catering is just awesome. I went to a party. That's my first party. That was probably about 15 years ago. And you catered for that party, and let me tell you, the food was just awesome.
Thank you so much. I recognize the voice. It's great to hear from you.
Same here. When I heard you on, I said, I got to get on. I got to get on and let you know it is good.
I didn't know they took calls on the show, but I appreciate you calling in and giving your support. Much appreciated.
Yep. Continue the good work and keep the good food going.
We will do. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, caller. Thank you,
right.
Sean. That's a great testimony for your business. And on that note, I'd like to ask you for some details, contact details, please.
Okay. Yeah, we've so we have a website for Yum specifically, where you could get a few more details on our menus, and this is actually where you would sign up as well for a profile, and that is yumcayman.ky. So that is our schools area, and then for our event catering, we'd have www.catering.ky. On that site, you could learn more about more of our corporate, private weddings, kind of all our different offerings. You can get a free estimate for a party or something like that. And what other? And then also, obviously, if you want pizza on the weekend, Geno's.ky.
Thank you so much, Sean. Appreciate it. Good luck with everything that you continue to do. And hopefully we'll see you back in the studio one of these days.
I hope so.
Thank you,
Anita.
so much, and good luck.
Cheers.
Thanks to Sean Collins, owner of Mison Limited, Yum Cayman. And thanks to our first guest on the first segment this morning, Mr. Dervin McCollop, President Chief UAS Pilot of Drift Enterprise Limited. I want to say thanks to all our listeners, YouTube viewers, and of course our producer of the Business Buzz, Ms. Susan Watson. Until Thursday, February 10th, when we bring you another Business Buzz. In the meantime, please stay safe. Remember to mask up, keep your hands sanitized or washed, practice your social distancing, and if at all possible, vaccinate. Thanks to our sponsors, Cayman Insurance Center, Cayman Medical Supplies, and TCE Paint. Until Thursday, God's willing, stay safe, Cayman.
The Business Buzz is proudly sponsored by Cayman Medical Supplies. Call them at 949-6211. Optical Outlook, now at their new location in Anderson Square. Come see the difference with Optical Outlook. And Cayman Insurance Center, celebrating 45 years in the Cayman Islands, specializing in property, life, and other lines of insurance products and services. And TCE Paint Shop, with 3 locations to better serve your home decor needs. Cox Lumber, Sparky Drive, Cox Lumber, Bodden Town, and the original store at 27 Godfrey Nixon Way.
Today's biggest news.